Upon receiving an anonymous tip of a bomb threat on the district's tip line on Wednesday, November 7, 2018, Lockport High School was evacuated. Our global notification system was activated and law enforcement was contacted. A search of the building was conducted, and at this time I'll turn that over to Officer Hack, Lieutenant Hack from the Lockport Police Department. Captain Hack from the Lockport Police Department.
Step up, please, sir. Thank you.
I'll answer any questions. Basically, after notification, we responded to Lockport High School along with several agencies that are standing behind me. The New York State Police, Niagara County Sheriff's Office, Customs and Border Patrol, the Niagara Frontier Transit Authority. Several agencies came to assist us with their canine and explosive dogs. We did a cursory preliminary search of the building, both visually and with canine, which resulted in not finding any devices. But since that was just a preliminary search, we evacuated all staff and secondary personnel, including custodians. And now we're conducting a full target concentrated search of the building with several canine explosive dogs.
Can you explain what was detailed in the threat? What did they threaten? What was explained?
The only thing that I'm aware of was they just said devices. I'm not sure what the device was at this time.
No idea on how many. They didn't say how many or how many you're looking for?
No, sir.
Was it a person calling to say that they'd heard about a device, or saying that they'd planted a device?
It was through digital media.
Okay.
So this was a post on social media?
That's how I received it, correct.
Oh, so it was sent to the police department?
It was sent to the school, which in turn then gave it to the police department, which are now, they're investigating that through different channels. They're also sending it to the regional computer lab in Buffalo to see if we can find who actually sent the post.
So at this point, we have no idea who sent this post?
At this time, we don't have an idea.
In light of the pipe bomb scares and all of the other things that have been happening, how important is it that this was the immediate response and the response that we're seeing right now?
That can't be overemphasized. The response from the different agencies, they've come as far as Erie County to assist us, is showing you the quality of law enforcement in this area. And we can't thank them enough of the quick reaction of the City of Lockport School District and the agencies that are represented behind me.
Just so we're clear, this is isolated to Lockport High School. No other schools were affected?
That is correct.
Okay.
At this time, where are the students?
The students were dismissed to go home, and we received no problems. We had an area set up for pickup and drop off for parents.
What are the next steps in the investigation? What are you doing now?
The next steps is to confirm that there absolutely is no device in the building, so the superintendent can make an informed decision about reopening the building. Once that is determined, then we'll concentrate our efforts on trying to find who the suspects are involved.
If this threat is found to be not credible, how seriously do you treat the suspect or the person who made that call to you or made that post?
Incredibly serious. This is a matter that we don't take lightly, as you can see with the amount of manpower that we have here. And I know the school district, the first and foremost thing is the safety of our children and of their employees.
About how many students and staff had to be evacuated, do you know?
I don't have that number offhand, but the superintendent could give you that number.
In terms of breaking the law, when somebody calls in this kind of a threat or posts this kind of a threat, is this federal law they're breaking?
This is, right now, it's falsely reporting an incident. Depending on what, in fact, we do find, and the age or ages of the suspect could determine how we're going to charge or how we're going to go forward.
You have an idea of how long it might take before you find out whether or not the building's safe?
I do not. It could be hours.
I'm sorry, at what time did the tip come into you?
It came into us approximately, I think it was around 8:40, 8:42 this morning.
Have there been
was a digital post, like a social media, like a Facebook post or an email to the school?
I'm not privy to give that information out at this time.
Can you talk about the strain this puts on your resources as a whole when things like this get called out? You're calling everyone, and that kind of leaves gaps elsewhere, does it?
The Niagara County Sheriff's Office and the New York State Police have been outstanding with supporting us on this. They are also assisting us with any calls that come into our city so that there is no lack of coverage ever.
Is it typical to call out this many agencies, or is it because you had seen that there could have been multiple devices?
This is a prime example of the brotherhood of law enforcement. We are all in it together to make sure that our families, our children, our employees in the district, and everybody's safe.
Is this the first call or post about a possible device in the school?
I'm not aware of any other.
Or maybe the superintendent. Would you mind answering that question?
This came through our anonymous tip line, so this was the first type of this tip that we received, and of course we take it very seriously.
I just want a little clarification. If it was a digital post and it came through on your tip line, was it somebody saying that they saw the digital post? Is the tip?
I haven't seen the digital post.
Okay.
But the tip line was a phone line, a voice line?
Our anonymous tip line is electronic through our website.
How did the kids respond? I mean, was it a pretty normal dismissal? Did the buses run to the right place?
Yes, the buses responded very quickly, and we were able to evacuate the building in a very good time. I wasn't at the site at that time. Mrs. Wilkie, the principal, indicated that it was a very smooth evacuation.
You said the parents were notified. How were they notified?
Yes, parents were notified along with all employees in the school district through our global notification calling system.
What time roughly did the robocall go out?
Probably between 9 and 9:10, I would say.
And are you able to say how many people were evacuated in total, staff and students?
Probably close to maybe 1,600 people, students and employees at the Lockport High School site.
Obviously, moving that many people is not a decision you take lightly. How do you make that decision?
It was a matter of taking everything seriously nowadays, and knowing that we would have to conduct a search in the building and an investigation. We just called it a day.
So no chance they're going back to school today?
Not today.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
Okay. Last question, but for the captain. Could you tell us roughly about how much time this might take to get everything cleared out if there doesn't happen to be anything you find?
It's going to take as long as it takes for us to make sure that the building is safe for all occupants.
Could you describe the process of what you have to do to go?
Well, the process initially was to get our canine explosive dogs through the building and do priority areas where the office was, where teachers were, because the building was already evacuated. Then we did visual inspections of the building, room by room, door to door, to make sure there was nobody else in the building. Currently, the investigation has proceeded with several dogs from different agencies throughout Niagara and Erie County, which are going to go and systematically do sector searches. And then once the search has been completed in that area, they will tape off those areas and move on to the next, so that we know that there is a hard target search for anything that's in the building.
Great. Thank you.
Thank you.